So Louis is at his most vulnerable. He's in my head. I think he's kind of, at this point, given up on the despair of being human, like the day-to-day torture of it. He's grieving his brother. Like, he's kind of at the lowest he could possibly be. And right on time, he's presented with a second chance.
I can take away that sorrow, Louis.
That's the show.
Yeah.
But then I'm like thinking about, like, I guess in that scene, it's like it becomes about Lestat kind of pitching to him what his life, explaining to him what his life is from Lestat's point of view and what it could be if he gives in to him.
It's like a snapshot of their relationship in this one scene, because you have Louis at his core, as Jacob says, going through this like intense melancholy and suffering over the loss of his brother. He's dealing with his sexual identity, and then you have Lestat being pissed off that he's not paying him attention, just, you know, killing priests and smashing their heads in and doing really vile stuff, which is obviously terrifying to Louis, and then which Lestat realizes, oh, I've stepped too far. Let me show you the other side of me, and I can tell you all the things that you want to hear.
The first time I laid eyes on your beautiful face, I saw that sorrow.
And that he does genuinely love him. And that's my dark side. That's Lestat's dark side. But if you can love me back too, and I can love you in this situation, and you in this position, and you can love me after I've done that, you know, maybe we might have a good time.
For the first time in my life, I was seen.
There is something very attractive about what Lestat is offering. Like, I think if that could be true, then it would be the greatest gift you could ever get. Because essentially he's saying, I see you for everything you are and I accept you. Which is like, I think, what Louis has always needed to hear and has never felt about himself.
Yeah, I mean, he says that he is loved. You are loved.
And then Louis says,
Nothing.
for the first time... No, he says, for the first time in my life, I felt seen.
Yeah.
And those, almost like those two things are sort of what that scene is, right?
Drain me to the very threshold of death.
It's very Anne Rice to set that scene in a church, even though in the book, in the original book, it's not set in a church. But the issue that these vampires deal with all the time and consistently throughout the books is the fact that you never die. You never know really what is the meaning of anything. And religion throughout the ages, because these are old creatures, you know, is the main catechism that kind of keeps running at them. Am I a devil? Am I a demon?
I'm not the devil. You were wrong about that.
Am I a member of, you know, Satan's church? You know, or am I something of God that is here because I am here and all things that are here are of God's intention? Or is all of it crap and doesn't mean anything? And I think, you know, setting it in the church raises that question without us having to talk about it. And so, you know, you can see these two monsters, these two men kissing under Jesus Christ like they're supposed to be, and like they're valued and like they're important in the eyes of God and they're loved, or like they are the Antichrist and they're here to burn that church down.
Be my companion.
So you don't really know. I mean, I think that's the joy of what Roland's done and the way that he's adapted Anne Rice, and that question that she continues to come back to all the time.
There's also the third thing, right? Where it's like... No, but as in the third option is kind of what Lestat presents, which is like, it's us. You know, like you came here and you've run to...
That's definitely true, yeah.
You've run back to religion. You're looking for answers somewhere where you're not going to find them.
Do you not see how unworthy he is?
Like, the answers are within you. Like, Lestat is essentially giving that, right? That's part of the gift that he's giving. It's not just vampirism. It's like, what that represents is you have eternity to work this stuff out and to just be your true, honest self. So really, this means everything and nothing. It's kind of what you said, actually, but just...
No, it's...
Yeah, I love that. Thank you. Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
We're good.